I have a question. Like, how do you understand what Chalmers' problem is? Like, I'm,
The hard problem?
yeah,
I
like,
watched some videos with Charmer. It seemed like, well, this question is, can consciousness be explained? That's the hard problem. But what do you mean? How are you going further than
right,
that?
right. Like, why is that a problem?
Phil Phails at philosophy.
Like,
Right.
what creates the problem? And I'm trying to get a sense of how someone reading this chapter who hasn't necessarily been introduced to that
Mm-hmm.
prior to it, because like, part of what, when you say it's not as comparative, um, what it doesn't do that some of the earlier chapters did that were comparative is actually explain the Western perspective.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the problem that's being set
Right.
up. So I'm trying to figure out how much a deficiency that is.
Yeah. I noticed as soon as you asked me if I understood it, I felt real insecure and scared.
Right.
Like, do I know how to answer this question? Um, when I when I look back at that and think about the problem, it is they talk a lot about consciousness being an experience of, what did they say? It's subjectivity.
Hmm.
That it is like this to have that experience.
Right.
The thing that I experience occurs in my subjectivity. It took me a while to kind of grasp that.
Right.
Because I'll experience the coffee cup differently than you will. It'll be an experience like holding a coffee cup,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, your experience of holding the coffee cup, I think that's a good way to think of it, because it gives us concrete object. Because we often
Mm-hmm.
talk about it in this way that goes back to, I think we talked about Nagel's bat, what it is to be a bat thought experiment
Right, right,
last time, right? That consciousness is what it is to be you, right?
right.
But I think that can be kind of blown out and a little vague. But if you think about it as, obviously you see me holding the coffee cup,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there's an experience of holding the coffee cup that I'm experiencing that is what is me holding the coffee cup. In the
Right.
same way, there's an experience of you seeing me.
And I'm memories of me holding
Right,
a coffee cup, so I kind of
right,
understand what that means.
exactly. And that, 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 and he shifts into this language at the end, that first person perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
That first person, what it is to experience the world, is not something that we can actually explain,
Right.
right? We can't explain that using the descriptive analytic language we use, because that descriptive analytic language is third person
Right.
in
Objective.
right. It's yeah, and I think if we think of subjective and objective not as, like, often when we use subjective we mean, oh, it's all liquid and, relative and whatnot, but that's not what we're saying. An objective is out there and real.
What are we saying?
We're saying that we're talking about two fundamentally different ways in which we engage our understanding of the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? One is this objective third person way, which is descriptive and analytic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I describe the coffee being picked up,
Right.
etc. I even myself,
It's warm. My
right.
arm. Yeah.
But when we shift into first person language, when we say I'm picking up the coffee cup,
Yeah. Who is I? Or
well, and it's also just like, what is that as, and yeah, as a fundamental experience of me engaging the coffee cup.
mm-hmm.
That's not something we can explain with descriptive language. And I think part of the value of this chapter is because he goes, especially through Dignaga's arguments
Mm-hmm.
at the end, around why why it's difficult to think of the object as causing
Oh, he talks
the
about cause and
perception.
effect when he
Yeah,
gets into
yeah,
rebirth stuff.
yeah. Because we can describe, like, if I say, "Oh, I see the coffee cup," let's describe how that happens. Well, the light reflects off the coffee cup.
Mm-hmm.
It hits my
I
iris.
I
That
see the
hits the
shape
optic
because it. Yeah.
nerve. It goes into the
Yeah.
neurons. We've got this large descriptive chain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but none of that has anything to do with me
Me.
seeing a
Right.
cup, right?
Right.
Even the objects we talk about now are all these, like, analytic objects of nerves and light rays and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot that we've constructed through our elaborate understanding of the world. How is it that we also see a cup, as a cup, because when we perceive, we're not seeing little light rays. We're not
Right.
we're not
We
experiencing
see
any
the
of that.
cup.
We just experience a cup.